Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there is having themselves a great day. The world is truly following your lead. It's one of the things that I think a lot of us forget. So many of us are looking at the outside of ourselves going, how can I change what's outside there? How can I change that stuff I see? How can I make it seem different? And it's actually you leading, being, becoming. And though, yes, it sounds easy at first, that simply really is what we're doing. Do you want to get more income in your life, more wealth in your life, more love, more a specific somebody? Is there a type of car you want? Is there something that you're trying to create? Here's kind of some ideas of what I want you to do that's going to help you take steps towards that direction, help you manifest this reality that you're looking for. So one thing I kind of want you to just play along with for a minute. What if you were in charge? What if everything was up to you? What if you were the boss? What if whatever you said was what was going to happen in life, right? Like, what if you had a magic wand and you're like, look, here's the thing. I want to have a new Maserati. I mean, is that the thing you're after? I want to have a relationship with Stephanie. Or I want to have a relationship with Rob. I'm trying to cover the bases here, right? I want to have an experience of some kind and I want to just shake my wand at it. If, hypothetically, just go with me, you could do that. What's that thing you want? What would you create? What would you do? What would you do different in your life right now that maybe you're currently not doing? What would you want to be there? Think about that for a second. Let's answer that question. Now, when you've got an idea of something that you kind of want, I don't know, maybe it's more money, more wealth, more person, more somebody. What is it you want to do? Like, what do you want to date them? Do you just want to talk to them? Do you want a text message from them? Do you want a five-fold increase? Do you want a 5% increase? Do you want a 30% increase? Now, again, it needs to be something that you can agree in your mind is acceptable. Maybe right now you're making $10 an hour, and just to instantly say, I want to make $100 an hour all the time and start to calculate it out, and you're like, yeah, and so that's going to be the equivalent of like $276,000 a year, and right, so what's that a month? Now, you do that, and it's going to totally grow you in that direction. There's no question. But thinking about what it is and trying to get it to a place, or at least a stepping stone that's not too big a step for you. Because sometimes, I mean, you can do it, but sometimes it's a little hard for our subconscious minds to get behind. So again, if you have to weigh that, work on that, that's fine. What I want you to do is kind of create a list of the things that kind of go along with this desire of yours, right? So maybe it's more income. Maybe that's being open to job possibilities. Maybe that's part of what you're thinking right now is advancing in career and kind of getting your income to raise right now. So what are the things that go with that? Maybe posting at different companies, thinking of different places you'd like to work, thinking at different ventures. Maybe you've got your own business and you're trying to figure out how to increase sales, or maybe you're trying to increase your exposure or visibility. How can I maybe get my brand more noticed? If you're trying to get a relationship, how can I get closer to this person? How can I get to the point where I'm starting to talk with them? Does that mean I'm on a dating site? Does that mean I show up at some place where they're at frequently and hope to bump into them? Or is it one of those things where for some reason I want, to meet somebody, I want something to happen in my life, but I'm not actually doing anything. Maybe I'm just hiding in my house all day long and hoping to meet somebody. But I don't even go to the grocery store. I don't even make it possible. Yeah, a repairman, maybe something breaks eventually and that repair guy is suddenly, woohoo. I mean, yeah, so it can happen again. But are you locking down how it can occur? Or are you opening yourself up to other possibilities? What is it that you desire to do? What are some things that you could do right now? Stepping stones, that would at least take you a step in that direction. Again, are you looking for a job? Are you looking to try to reach out to somebody? Maybe taking care of yourself, maybe getting into an exercise routine so you start to feel more confident about how you look if dating's what you're into, right? Or again, if you're working, maybe getting that nice new interview suit to step it up a notch, spend a couple bucks, get instead of shirts at Kohl's or whatever the hell, maybe go to Nordstrom's or Nordstrom Rack, whatever, just to use an example, right? It's like step it up a hair, or, Neiman Marcus or wherever the really nice places are. I'm not there yet, but whatever you got to do to step yourself to that level, do those things. Put a list together. Start to think about these things. Start to think about the steps you can take. Start to actually take action towards it. And when you start to do that, when you start to focus on this desire and start to actually think of things you can do and actually start to act on them, things begin to unfold. Or, as I've also frequently referred to, you're taking stepping stones. It's like placing stepping stones in your garden to walk out to a shed. I know I got to get to the shed. I know the shed's where I'm heading, and I honestly know it's 13 steps. So I've got to take those 13 steps to get out to the shed. The same goes for your manifestation. There are 13 experiences that you need to elongate or experience or go through or walk into and go through again, it's experience. It's not time per se. It's not that it's going to be 12 hours from now, but it might be 12 experiences from now. And maybe it takes you a month to go through those 12 experiences. Maybe those 12 experiences happen in a week. I think a lot of the times it's how aggressive and how much we keep it focused in our minds, how much we keep looking at where we're going and understand that, yes, the shed, it's 13 steps. I'm 2 steps into it. It's kind of weird. I'm like forgetting how beautiful my garden is, and I forgot. And then I saw a hummingbird and a squirrel, right? Like we get distracted along the way sometimes. So sometimes just remembering to, I have the 3rd step. Whew, God, eventually I'm going to get to this freaking shed, right? And that's kind of how it is to our manifestation. You imagine it, you think of it, you come to putting the energy around, here's the thing I want to do, here's the thing I want to make real. And by thinking about it, by imagining it, by essentially experiencing it in your mind. Another way to think of it, pretending. Pretend for a moment that you're in this place, that you have this experience. Pretend for a moment that you already have this thing that you desire, that you're already with this person. Think about how you feel as an individual. Maybe there's a certain level of prestige because now you finally got that new job. Now you finally got into that new raise. Now you finally got that special parking place and people see you walking in, or they see you pulling up in your Ferrari, and it's just like, hey, yeah, I know. I had something I had to spend the $1 million bonus on. What are you going to do? You know, if I don't spend it, I pay heavy taxes on it. So I wrote it off. This is my company car. How do you like it? My Ferrari, right? I mean, come on. There's people that do this. It's ridiculous, and people get mad about it frequently. But fact of the matter is, man, that's how it works when you start becoming wealthy. So what are we doing when we're pretending? How do we feel? What is our reality of having this thing that I desire? And when we spend time feeling that, when we spend time in that, that is one of the most powerful creative forces, again, that steps forward. When you put yourself in that space and time where this thing exists, where the reality is true, stepping stones come back to where you are. So now you're 12 or 13 or 15 stepping stones from the shed to where your back porch is, just got made. So you're opening up your slider to your back porch. You're doing something to take a step out, whatever it is. Maybe it's a text message. Maybe it's getting online and finding a job. Maybe it's doing some research. Maybe it's looking at ways I can expand my blog. Maybe it's hopping out on other people's sites and saying, hey, interested in maybe sharing this story. I've got this awesome story I just did. What are you doing to help yourself? What steps are you taking? What steps are you looking for? Are you even realizing that I need to take steps also? I'm just standing at the back door going, I don't understand why the shed's not just here already. It's the way life works. We experience life. It unfolds. Everything's a journey to a degree. Even something happening immediately, probably still something, and then a noise is made. I don't know, right? Even if it just fell out of the roof and you'd be like, I swear to God, I didn't have a dimensional hole in my house yesterday. Right? Who knows what happens in these processes? But they do. They happen. Hold the vision. Don't worry about the how. That's one of the most important things. Just believe it, hold it, feel it. Understand it's yours. It's kind of like putting your reservation in for an airplane, and I'm like, I want seat 26F. That's the one I want to sit in. It's right next to the window. Then that seat's yours. I'm not in it right now. It's not mine right now, but it's going to be in a month and a half when I finally take my plane flight. That seat is mine right now. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to experience the seat for a month and a half. That's what manifestation is. You got it already. Stepping stones are the experience. Stepping stones are the 36 days until my trip. Stepping stones are the experiences we go through in life, be it 12 experiences in one day and I've got 40 of them to go, or 5 experiences in one day and I've got 40 of them to go. However it plays out, however quickly it happens, a lot of the time is dependent on how determined you and I are in taking steps forward daily. When you've got your consciousness and subconsciousness, when you've decided in your mind, this is what I'm doing, declare it frequently to yourself. This is the direction I'm going. I'm walking to the shed. I'm making more money in my career. I'm taking steps in expanding my YouTube. I'm taking steps in expanding my business. I'm taking steps to meet somebody. I'm taking steps to the shed. And every day, just remind yourself, that's what I'm doing. It's getting there. Don't know how long. Doesn't matter. Keep going. Doesn't matter because that's where you're going, right? You own that. That's yours. Keep going until you get there. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get what you want. No, keep going till you get what you want. Yeah, Michael Jackson was wrong. You got to keep going to get what you want. Follow your heart. Follow your desires. And you will get there. Dan Radio Style.